The Vickers MBT Mk.7. Rather welcome addition to the UK top tier tank tree. I was going to say lineup, but if you can't alliterate, are you really literate? Okay, moving on. So a very welcome addition. The 9.7 battle rating Vickers Mk.7. Looks an awful lot like a Challenger 2 turret on top of a Leopard 2 chassis, doesn't it? Because that's essentially what it is. The gun should also look very familiar. It is the L11A 520mm rifled gun, which is the same as on the Challenger 1 Mark II and the Challenger 1 Mark III. The Challenger 2 has a different gun that has the L30. They're all 120mm, but the L30 is a different gun, but it's the same. So all three 9.7 British MBTs have got the same gun. However, big difference in the Vickers Mk.7 is the top speed and the acceleration is a little bit better. So let's take a quick look at the X-ray inside. Here's the armor look. The turret's not terrible. There is a little bit of additional armor protection behind the... there's armor blocks on top of armor blocks here. You can see we've got some composite and we've got some more composite. And same thing on the other side. And you can see the ammo stowage. Let's see if we go back to the... Okay, back to the X-ray. So the ammo stowage, you've got a great big block of propellant charges here. It's two-piece ammo. You can see the APFSDS rounds are back there. And you can see some HESH rounds right there. And the propellant charges are, there's a large block of them right here. As you can see, that is an awful lot of ammo. That's near 30 right there in that big block. And if you notice, they are protected by some composite armor. But I'm not entirely sure that I would trust that even with the composite layer sandwich right here. I don't know that I would trust that to protect my ammo charges from getting hit. And regardless, there's the rest of the propellant charges are back here underneath the turret basket, so you really can't avoid any of your ammo being vulnerable to a front lower hull shot. So I recommend you take about 21 total rounds of ammunition, which will get rid of this lower front ammo or lower front propellant rack here and leaves you with the main turret or the main turret basket charges back here and these up here. So the ammo racks up here should not detonate. I'm not sure if that's going to be correctly modeled or not. Sometimes you still take a hit up here and everything's going to explode, even though those are just solid blocks of, you know, metal and composites, and there's no explosive up here unless you completely reload your entire ammo rack with HESH, which I don't know why anyone would ever do that. These right here would explode, yes, but they're also right next to the propellant charges anyway, so you're risking that anyhow. So, crew compartment, it's actually sort of spacious looking in there. I think there's plenty of room for a boiling vessel. Probably plenty of tea bags as well as propellant charge bags. The engine in the back is the entirety of the back of the tank behind the crew compartment. That's not really surprising. If you want to get an engine hit on this thing, to disable it should not be difficult at all from the sides or the back. And that pretty much covers the X-ray. Let's get this thing into a battle, I think, shall we? Okay, so here we are. Let's see how well we can keep up with these XM1s. I'm just going to go straight towards Bravo. I really thought he was going to find a way to actually, like, stay in front of me enough for me to hit him there. Okay, so a couple things I didn't mention. Oh, alright, well, here's an X-ray with 21 rounds of ammo, 19 APFSDS, and 2 HESH rounds. Yes, I only have 2 HESH rounds, but it's showing 6 rounds in that HESH ammo rack there. I don't know what to tell you about that. But there's the propellant charges, as you can see. full in the back, plus the 3 ready propellant charges, and then the entire front propellant charge rack is empty. So with the modifications, it's the same ammunition as the Challenger 1 Mark II and Mark III. I don't know what happened to my cruise control there. I probably wasn't using cruise control. So you get the L23 round as your stock, which is a very good round, and the L23A1 as an upgrade, which has slightly better angle penetration characteristics. I think I can't remember if it's the L23A1 has better angled or the L23, but either way, I have had no trouble using the stock L23 round in my Challenger 1s as a very effective round, So yeah, not a lot of trouble keeping up with XM1s here, particularly because I accidentally let off my acceleration. But that being said, there's this perceiving, or this prevailing perception that British tanks are just never fast enough to actually get anywhere, and you must play them super cautiously and super slow. And I disagree with that. I have found that with the Chieftains, yes, you're a bit slower than anything else on your team, but with the Challengers, both the Challenger 1s and the Challenger 2s, it's not a problem to keep up with American tanks that are your most likely teammates and allies. That's definitely a hostile. Hostile close. Awesome. Thanks, guys. My gun is out, and I've got teammates right next to me. And they're leaving. Teammates right next to me leaving. Look at this. They're just... Thanks, fellas. I'll continue discussion in the next battle. Okay. 2 things. One, to finish the point that I was making right when the Leopard A1A1 arrived at the B point and distracted me there. Up to and including the Chieftain series of tanks, yes, I would agree that the British tanks are slow and probably the second wave of a combined American-UK team to arrive at the front lines of a battle. However, once the Challenger 1s arrived, and the Challenger 2 especially, all of the Challenger tanks, all 3 of them, are fast enough to make it either the same time as American tanks or right behind them to be another part of a first wave. So you don't need to play back in a British tank if you're driving a Challenger 1 or a Challenger 2, or now the Vickers Mk.7, just because you're in a British tank and American tanks are on your team and they're just going to beat you there. They're not going to beat you there. Not by much. They may beat you by a little bit, but the M1A1s and the M1A2s, they start getting heavier with the same engine, and they're not quite as fast as the XM1s or the stock M1, or the basic mark of the M1, I should say, not stock, but... And then, of course, the MBT-70s and the XM803s are pretty fast. So, yeah, they're going to beat you to places, and, you know, the M551 Sheridan might, because it's a light tank, but it's not that fast either. But anyway, that was that point, is the fallacy of the British tank being slow at top tier is just that. It's a fallacy. Anything above the Chieftain tanks is able to keep up with a fast push. And that doesn't even mention the Warrior. Alright. The second thing is, the turret, while it looks like the Challenger 2's turret, what it is similar in shape, but what it is a Vickers Valiant turret. Not to be confused with the Vickers Valiant nuclear bomber, part of the 3V bombers, and further not to be confused with the Vickers Valiant 1920s biplane. And more properly, truth be told, it is the Vickers MBT Mk.4's turret. So, there you go. It is very similar in shape, I think, in outward appearance, to the Challenger 2's turret. And it's pretty well protected. There's an enemy close by, yep. Uh-oh, that's gonna hurt. Okay, it's a race of reloaders now. And obviously his wins. That's really disappointing. Alright, let's see if we can do something useful here. The old Italy. Bet we get some decent speed, though, coming off this downhill. Or maybe not. Okay. Thought we'd do better. Okay. Hold here for a second. And we'll be backing away now. Come on. Come on. Come on, Reginald, let's go. Looks like he's just driving right on through. So he was. Come on. Hang on, man, I'm coming. Could not turn the turret fast enough. Gosh dang it. Gets me in one hit with heat FS through where I've got what's supposed to be ERA. Ooh. So I'm glad I took the precaution, since you can't get it any other way, of buying the white camo for this. People complain about not having night vision. Come on. It's not even... You can see fine. My God. Still, I'm glad I took the precaution of buying this winter camo, which can only be bought. You can't earn it with kills. The most funny thing, I think, is one of the camos that you can earn by kills takes 949 kills with the Vickers Vickers Mk.7. Almost 1,000 kills, or 500, which is still an insanely high amount if you're playing an RB. I love people just instantly leaving night battles because, oh, I don't have night vision. And not even looking at the fact that, like, this isn't even... You can see just fine. Guy left the battle because he doesn't have night vision. He didn't even probably look at the fact that it's not dark. And got his loader back. Oh, and now we're dead because we lost our help. Great. Got him, though. We're gonna die here alone. There's nobody even close to being here to help. Here comes the TAM. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad the team is actually going for the objectives, but we got, like, our entire team going to A. Too bad that TAM had APF SDS, otherwise I probably would have survived that. Well, well. Back here again. See if we can get around the edges of C. Missile hits hitting us already, or were they... Okay, they were... Alright, at least they were ground launched this time. Well, now that was fast. I like it. 39 miles an hour. Speaking of new British land speed records. Hit 41 there. Pretty fast. Works. Let's back our way right on and back out of here. Okay, nice. Not bad, not bad. Yep. Well, that wasn't great. I don't think he knew we were... Well, okay. Let's say I don't think he knew where he was getting shot from, but he was obviously getting... Yeah. He was trapped. I thought for a second he didn't know where I'd shot him from, although I didn't know how that was possible. And then, yeah, that became pretty obvious there what was going on. Eh, poor guy got hemmed in on 3 sides. Wow! Right through the upper front. Okay. Ah, fellow Vickers Mk.7. I'm gonna see what kind of speed we can get. This is kind of a nice little... This will be a nice little test of the speed here. We'll get straightened out and let's see what we can do on hardtop surface. I hope I'm far enough around the edge of that building. I think I am. Yeah, I'm alright. 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Still accelerating. Wow. 44 miles an hour before I had to turn. Holy cow. Yep. Hang on, buddy, I'm coming. Ah. Oh, well, that's that. Yeah, holy cow. That has to have been a second shot. Yeah, it was, okay. I was gonna say, let's see if he's dumb enough to drive around the corner and try to finish me, but I blew up way too fast for that to be the fire burning out. That was definitely 2 people. Oh well. Well then. I think I know which map we're gonna see. with this tank. This is like the 4th or 5th, 6th time, maybe? I don't exactly know how many battles I've actually driven the Vickers so far. I could check, but I'm not going to. This guy, though, this guy's been in quite a few of them in his M1, so that's good to see. He's done a pretty good job being near me, which means he's playing the objectives. Which, if you reverse that, he's done a good job playing the objectives, which means he's been near me, which is good. Because I've had help. That's a good thing. Come on, come on, come on. Got a KA-50 up. Good to know. Is he brave enough to push forward, though? Quite a lot of our team got up here. It's good. Nice, a non-pen. Good lord. Interesting. No. How are those not making their way through? Come on. I'm not even getting through his lower front plate. That's an issue. That's better. That one got through. Still some kind of a 2A4 or 2A5 back there, that's an issue. That helicopter's gonna get a bunch of kills because our guys are not inside this tunnel where they're safe from it. I'm content to just sit here and hold this point until they bum rush us. Of course, they're also going to come up behind us because they're also at our spawn right now. As demonstrated here. And around here, but whatever. They can't take A from our spawn. However, if somebody wants to take that TAM out, that'd be sweet. Here they come. AMX-40 just killed one of our teammates right next to the spawn. Boy, it'd be nice if I wasn't the only one inside A right now. Here we go. They all left the cap. They all left the cap, and now we're gonna lose it. Look at this. We're gonna lose A. Okay. Nice. A desert map, which is cool. I get to kind of show off this sweet desert camo that I also bought. This one, I think you can actually earn by kills, but it's such a high number of kills, and I really like it because it looks like the the Centurion Mark V AVRE. So, which is one of my favorite camos in the game. The green and desert camo that one has, so I wanted to have a chance to show this off, so I'm glad I can. Obviously one off the left that I can't see. And we are no longer capping. Turret rotation ain't the best. Anybody at all. Helicopter's hitting him. UG links. Whoa, back up. God. Just once, I'd like a teammate to get to me in time to help. There's like 4 enemies. Okay, we're gonna try and take advantage of the speed. We're gonna hope that the MBT-7E doesn't block us off, which he does not look like he's going to. And we're going to hope that they don't make it there fast enough to hit me, which I think is what's gonna happen. It'd be really awesome if one of these guys had smoke shells loaded and he fired them up at the sniper ridge. I think that might be too much to ask. We might have made it. Hey, hey! British tank speed. A phrase formerly only used in derision. Nice work, MBT. I was watching. I was turning that way if he called for help. Got his loader. Right, I had reloaded Hesh to, I'd reloaded Hesh to fire it up there and throw up a bunch of dirt. In case any of them were on the sniper ridge. That's hilarious. Also, it was nice to survive that hit from that Leopard 2K. Nice, helicopter down. Uh-oh. Ah, where? I'm not sure where I'm taking hits from. Right there. Ah. Really? That bounced? Okay. Goodbye to you, sir. Alright, it's not our MBT-70. Okay, our MBT-70 must be dead. Alright then. Presumably the L-44 is over there somewhere. It's a sadly. Nice job, sadly. Yep. Lost my breach right as... Bradley. Bradley. Thank you. Thank you, Bradley, for keeping his attention. That works. Swear. It looked like a tank. Okay, keep him scouted, Bradley. Ooh, okie dokie. There he is. That's better. They're taking B. Okay, we're just gonna keep going here because that's getting really ugly. Boy, I just couldn't get that thing moving. How many people were shooting at me there? So, the Vickers MBT Mk.7. It's fun to drive, and I'm certain that at least when I get the thermal vision on it, which I'm working on right now, it will be much more helpful. And I have to wonder if the L23A1 might not have made it through the upper or lower front plate on the Leopard that I was fighting in the tunnel on whatever the winter tunnel map is. But anyway, it was fun to drive. There were a couple frustrating moments, obviously. A couple times where I was just alone against multiple enemies, which, I mean, you're not going to win most of those fights by yourself. Unless you have a very timid enemy team, which, unfortunately, they weren't. But the gun is still good. The speed and mobility are still pretty good. The turret rotation, however, that was frustratingly slow. So, as soon as I get night vision done, I will be moving my research over to horizontal drive, for sure. And then we'll move on to the smoke grenade and stuff down here. But the nice thing is you don't have to fight and hurry to get to those mobility upgrades on this thing, because as a stock tank, it can get up to its full speed of 44 miles per hour, which is very good. But anyway, it's a nice addition to the British higher tier lineup. It's not fully 10.3, but it is a very, very good support tank, and it could hold its own at 10.3 as a 9.7, certainly. Any of the Challengers can. The Challenger 2 obviously has the best turret protection. This one's pretty good. I did survive a few hits to the turret. Although, I guess watch out for your APFSDS separate two-piece ammunition darts to explode, because that happened once. That was interesting. But, regardless, definitely a worthy tank to grind for, and definitely a fun one to drive if you like fast tanks with mobility, especially if you like to play British tanks, as this is a nice addition. And I'm not even sure where I'm going to put it in my highest tier lineup, because this is the crew slot where I have my Challenger 2. So we'll figure something out. Maybe in place of my Challenger Mark II that is spaded out. I don't know. Either way, maybe I'll just replace my Striker. But thank you all very much for watching. Good luck with your Vickers Mk.7s yourselves. And we'll see you next time. Have a good rest of your day, everyone.